Hey, Pato, how are you doing at the moment? How are you feeling?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. How are the legs after you got 20 minutes against Brentford the other night? I guess you very happy to be back out on the pitch.
Yeah, like the only way to get match fit is by playing minutes, I suppose. With a game every 3 days at the moment, it's difficult to try and get games in. But yeah, I got 20 minutes. I got through it. Yeah, and it's just another thing ticked off. And yeah, it was a little bit. First 5 minutes, I think I was just trying to get as many touches of the ball as possible because it's been a while. And then got a bit of jelly legs after that, and then came through it, and I felt all right.
And on City, they played pretty well at the Brentford Community Stadium, didn't they?
Yeah, look, Brentford are one. I think everyone knows they're one of the best teams in the league, for sure, and they have been for a couple of years. We had a lot of young players out on the pitch on the night as well, and they played really well. So I thought it was a positive performance, especially after our last result and performance. And to be honest, even the goals we conceded were quite sort of. I felt were quite unlucky, really. Sort of rebounds and stuff like that. And just a couple of individual mistakes. Well, not really mistakes, just errors, really. But I thought we were really in the game, and we were pushing towards the end. I think if we didn't concede the third one, we would have had a chance of getting a point, or maybe going on to get something more out of the game.
What did you make of Ora Edwards? Obviously, another attacking midfielder like yourself, but he was making his first start, wasn't he? And I guess an exciting young talent.
Yeah, if I look back to when I was his age, that's how I try and gauge it, really. And I think he was he's a lot better than me when I was 18. Is he 18 or 19? He's 19. 19, yeah. So yeah, look, he's very positive. He's quick, and he's got a lot of ability, and he's a good lad as well. So yeah, I've had a couple of little conversations with him, and he asks for advice, and he and you always like to see that in young lads, and he seems to want to improve, and no harder than a game to play at Brentford away, that's for sure, on your debut. So especially on Sky, and you would have knew that. When you're younger, you feel like there's 4 million people watching you, and really no one's really watching. But he played really well, and he should be happy with that performance.
Did you feel for him a little bit when he had that shoulder-to-shoulder challenge with Dalsgaard in the corner there? And that's the physicality, isn't it, of the championship? But
yeah, you've got to learn who not to go into them with. To be honest, if you don't want to end up on the floor, you have to be a bit more streetwise with them ones. But yeah, I think he's probably I don't know if he's been used to doing that in the 23s, but it's certainly a lot more physical especially in the championship. People are quicker and stronger than maybe where he was beforehand at Grimsby. So yeah, he certainly felt that one, and it was a welcome to the championship.
And what have you made of the other younger guys as well? Because there's been a lot of them have been involved in the match day squads, and I guess in training as well. The likes of Sam Bell and other guys. Obviously, we've seen Antoine Semenyo kick on this season, and Tyreek be heavily involved. Even Zach be involved a lot. But of the younger guys as well, has anyone in particular caught your eye, or what have you made of them?
It's cliche to say they've all done well. You've got Zach, who's played pretty much every single game. He's been right back, he's been right side of a free, he's been middle of the free, he's been DM, attacking mid, scoring goals, defending, safe. So I look at people like Zach, and I just think he's come on absolutely country miles for me. Obviously, Anton's played really well, chipped him with assists, and obviously as young lads are going to be up and down as well in form, and obviously with everything that's going on in terms of games every 3 days, fatigue, injuries, obviously you get forced into formation changes and different styles of play, but through different personnel in the team. So it will certainly be a learning curve for them, and also it's a good opportunity for them as well, because listen, there isn't as much pressure there's no fans in the stadium. It does make a big difference, and I think if they have when the fans do come back in, I don't think it'd be too much of a jump from 23 to them playing in front of 30,000 just that quick. So it's I think it's been a very good opportunity for a lot of them, and through a lot of injuries and a lot of games, you've seen Aurora get his chance, and maybe you might not have got that chance if it wasn't for the injuries and all that stuff. So it's been it's a good time to be a young lad at the minute. You've got a lot of opportunities to get in the team and state your claim.
Yeah, sure. Just on the injuries there, obviously Bristol City have suffered a lot on that front. How do you see that, Jamie? Obviously, you've had some time out, and there's obviously a lot of congestion, a lot of fixtures and stuff. But on the other hand, City seem to be suffering more than other clubs, unfortunately.
Yeah, look, it's hard to put, a finger on why and how. I'm sure obviously the club are looking into that, and yeah, there's no hiding away from the fact that we have had, we have had a lot of injuries, and to key players as well. Unfortunately, obviously, the fatigue and the games that we're playing is, you do see a lot of injuries in other clubs as well. It isn't just here. I think we've just been more unfortunate that it's ended up being, a lot of key players. Sometimes you can half get away with a couple of injuries, but we've had sort of, I don't know how many injuries we've had, to be honest. I couldn't tell you, off the top of my head, but yeah, it's been difficult to deal with for sure. But, it's been a testament to us as a group, and there's a great team spirit, and we've grinded out results when we needed to, and it's been hard. It's not easy to play pretty attacking football every 3 days. It's difficult, and especially when you haven't had players to change in certain positions that are fatigued, and it's very hard to be playing 9 out of 10 every 3 days. It's difficult, and I think it's a testament to the boys and everyone involved that we're still within 3 points of the playoff position.
Yeah, sure. I was going to say about that, it is an extraordinary season. We shouldn't forget. And as you tweeted the other day, it is just 3 points still off the top six. And I suppose that's the aim, isn't it? Win this weekend against Cardiff. No better opposition maybe to win against and close that gap.
Yeah, well, looking through the league, you see Brentford the other day. I don't think Brentford played well at all. I don't think, I'm not sure that they'll be happy, and their fans are going to be delighted with their performance, really. So it's hard to get that run of consistent performances, and with injuries and fatigue and everything that plays with that. You look at the pitches at the moment; the pitches are poor. You see Brentford's the other day. That was a poor pitch. Derby's was probably the worst pitch I've seen for many a year. So, that's through playing loads of games, and that affects the way that you play and the way that how you're going to attack that game, whether you're going to play on the floor or you're going to go a bit more direct. Sometimes the pitch dictates that for you. So yeah, there's so many things to contend with. It's probably don't look like that outside for the fans and for everybody else that watch football, but it has been difficult. But but we're lucky to be in every day playing and doing what we can to try and make the fans happy.
Nice one. Yeah, and just finally, obviously a few familiar faces in the Cardiff ranks as ever. Will you speak to Flinty or Pack at all during the game? Maybe catch them accidentally late with something.
Yeah, they're good mates of mine. I still talk to them, most days really. Sometimes you do meet some good friends in football. Others you don't really talk to as much, but I have sort of kept in touch with them quite a lot. Obviously I haven't spoke about the game, and I haven't really talked to them yesterday or today as much as what I usually would. But yeah, we've had a little bit of banter back and forth. But all three of us are experienced pros now, and we know how it works. Played against people before that I played with, so it's very simple. Once you cross the line, you don't even realise they're your mates until afterwards. So yeah, I'll be trying to get one over them for sure.
Thanks, Pato. Good luck for the weekend.
Nice one, thank you.
Right, hello, Jamie. So we're obviously coming into the game off the back of 2 consecutive away losses. And as you said earlier, we're 3 points off the playoffs. Do you think it's crucial to get a result on Saturday with 3 points off the playoffs and the tough fixtures coming up?
First of all, I don't think there is really tough fixtures in this league at the moment. I think you can beat anyone on any day at the way the league's panning out at the moment. And the way the championship is anyway, it is like that. You can beat anybody. So we don't look at fixtures and who we've got coming up. We know we can beat anyone on our day. But we try and look at it quite plainly that regardless of what's happened in the whole season, we're 3 points off the playoffs, and we're in a position where we can mount a run together and get some form and try and get into that playoff position. And we all know that we've got that in the changing room now, especially with a couple more signings and everyone coming back from injury. We do believe that we're in a really good position. Obviously, nothing's promised, and Cardiff's a big game anyway, regardless of where you are in the league position. And because it's a derby, it doesn't really matter where they are in the league, you know. It's always a fairly tight game. And it should be, it's a little bit different without the fans, of course, but it still feels like a derby. And yes, it's no doubt every game's massive now to the end of the season.
Yeah, so heading into Saturday, it's obviously a derby. What's the feeling in the camp ahead of the game on Saturday?
Well, I think we're feeling positive, that's for sure. You know, we improved on our performance from the week before against Brentford, so we can carry that into the game against Cardiff, and I think that's what you have to do in football. You know, you have to follow up a good performance with an even better one, and yeah, we're in a good, like I said, we're in a really good position. We're excited for the rest of the games, and I feel like we're going into it strong, and we've stuck together through everything that's happened this season for us, and we're still there. So we've got that team spirit that I feel is one of the strongest in the leagues for sure.
So then finally, you're back from your injury. You had a few minutes on Wednesday night. How are you personally feeling ahead of Saturday's game?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, obviously, you know, it's trying to get back to fitness isn't easy, especially with a game every 3 days and not really much time to train. It's a strange time to try and get back to full match fitness, but the only way I can is by playing. So yeah, I need to just take it easy on myself, really. Hopefully I'll come back flying and score a hat-trick on the first game, you know, but you know, that it's just trying to just get my bearings back and get my form back as quick as possible, you know, because there's some big games coming up, and I want to be making the difference in them.
Yeah, good luck on Saturday then, Jamie.
Thank you.
Jamie, apologies, my questions won't be as good as Ben's, but can you give me some of your favourite memories of games between Bristol City and Cardiff City? It's a spicy one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't think the games have been particularly goal fests, if I'm honest, since I've been here. They've been very cagey and very tight. Obviously, when Neil Warnock was manager there, it did feel a little bit spicy between Lee Johnson and Neil Warnock, which was quite enjoyable. And you did feel that, and obviously with the fans, it does feel a lot different as well. I think, you know, the one earlier in the season was a big result for us when we won 1-0 away on the TV. I think that was a really good performance, and sort of the way we played as well. We started off really well, and then sort of they bombarded us with long balls and set pieces, and usually, you know, 9 out of 10 times you'd concede, you know, a sloppy goal from a set piece or something, and we really stuck in there, and I felt like we deserved the points.
The fans are missing football desperately, but on weekends like this, it brings it home even more, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can try and, you know, sugarcoat as much as you want. I don't know what other lads feel like, but I find it's you just want the fans back in the stadium now. I miss everything that comes with that. You know, football's a short career, and you want to play in front of fans as much as possible. And especially, you know, a player like me, I just want to try and impress get the fans going and singing. That's what I love about football, and that's what I loved about it when I was a kid. So yeah, there's nothing better than scoring and seeing the fans celebrate and sing your name. I don't think there's any better feeling in the world, really.
4.5 years, I think you've been at Ashton Gate now. You got a favourite memory?
Oh, I've got loads of very good memories. You know, obviously it goes fast. 4.5 years is a long time, really, to stay at a team. Especially sort of as a winger, forward / player, they sort of move around quite a lot. But yeah, I found a home, really, and I love it here. So my favourite memory has to be the Man United game, really. There's nothing that can really compete with that, as you will know, that it was a last minute winner, and it was on my birthday as well. So yeah, it was a special day for sure.
Jamie, good luck this weekend, and I hope you get some minutes, and I hope you have a good game and a good impact.
Nice one, mate. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Team news for the weekend, Dean, and also Chris Martin, I think, has had a scan. What's the news on him?
He's not good. He's got a significant hamstring injury. We've sent the scans off to the specialist to have a look at, and we'll hopefully get a little bit more news on the time frame and the sort of procedure moving forward, probably early next week. So that's a real sore one, I have to say. Tommorow, we know he's missing as well. Hakeeb, Other than that, obviously it's been a quick turnaround from Wednesday night's game. Boys didn't get into bed till sort of 2 a.m. on Thursday morning. We had a session on Thursday and then we trained this morning. So not a great deal of training in terms of physical work in the last couple of days, but certainly we're well prepared and we're ready for it.
Do you expect Chris to play again this season, realistically, Dean?
The honest answer, Gregor, I'm not too sure. As I say, I don't want to give a time frame because I'm not sure yet. I think we've got to, trust the specialist to sort of look at the scans in detail and give his honest opinion. But he'll be out for a good while. That's certainly all I will say. Yeah.
Just on some of the other guys, could you give us the fans an indication on some of these guys? I haven't asked on them for a little while, but Callum O'Dowda.
Callum's progressing well. He had a scan yesterday, Wednesday, I think it was. It's shown that there's good healing there on from where he had the injury, and we're hoping he'll be with us hopefully on the pitches next week doing some rehabilitation, and then hoping he'll be joining that training group over the course of the next few weeks, and maybe looking at a return to the squad sometime in March.
That's good news. And Marley Watkins, any news on him at all?
Yeah, Marley's quite similar. He's still a good few weeks away just yet, but certainly progressing well. He's doing some conditioning work in the marquee of the gym that we've got at the training ground, and he's progressing in the right way. But we won't see him, certainly for the next few weeks at least.
How's Henry Lansbury doing? Is he fit at the moment?
I've been really impressed with Henry since he walked through the door. He's becoming a leader within the group, particularly with them younger players. Fantastic footballer, as we all know, with the ball at his feet, but certainly a huge hunger and desire to move this club forward and do well for us. So, you'll have to see if he's going to be involved tomorrow, but he's certainly trained well this week.
Okay, good stuff. And what's the latest on Liam Walsh?
Walsh, he's coming right towards the end now of his rehabilitation. He started to sprint in the last couple of days and get to that top end level of rehabilitation with his sprinting, and he's coming through that okay. So this next week I think it's going to be a good week for him. Hopefully we'll get him back involved with the first team at some point next week, doing a little bit of training, and then we'll push him on from there. So as I say, it's been a hugely frustrating time for everybody, Walshy as well. Hopefully now, as I say, we're coming towards the end of that. Of course we've got to be very careful. We've been here before, haven't we? But certainly at the moment, fingers crossed, there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
Joe Williams, he got another hour, didn't he, the other day?
Yes, he did. He played just short of 70 minutes. We went and had a look at him. All the staff were there watching him, and he was excellent. Some great feedback from the young players. There was a couple of 16-year-olds playing alongside him, and a couple of 17-year-olds in a very good performance against quite an experienced Watford team, and managed to get on the winning side to stay top of the league, which is brilliant. And you can just hear Joe's influence during the game. When with no supporters there, you can really get close up and personal. And he got through that fine. He's trained today, and he's in a good place.
Stephen Sessegnon.
Yeah, Sess has been training with the first team this week. He's still way short in terms of his fitness and his aerobic fitness at the moment. He's putting himself through some tough conditioning sessions at the moment to get up to speed. We're hoping he'll play in that game on Tuesday for the under-23s.
Nice one. And I haven't really asked about Saku Jana before, but I think he came back from Newport with an injury, didn't he? But is he a long way away, do you know?
Yes, he did. He's away with the academy at Filton doing his rehabilitation at the moment. He's moving in the right direction. He's still a few weeks away just yet, but he's certainly, hopefully, over the worst of the injury that he's picked up, and hopefully, he'll be able to get himself fit, pretty soon.
Nice one. And obviously, there's been a bit of bad news on the injury front over the last few days with Hakeeb and Tommy Rowe, and obviously now Chris Martin. I wanted to ask, how much of a frustration is it for you, Dean, that you haven't been able to field probably your full strength team probably all season, realistically? And do you get the frustrations from the supporters that on quite the number of players that have been out for much of this season and continue to be?
Yeah, I think it's been a huge frustration for everybody, right? For our supporters, for the players themselves, and of course it's a frustration. At the same time, I believe that we built a squad in pre-season which was well capable of challenging at the top end of the table. And you're right, we've had some issues along the way. My job, as I see it right now, is to take the excuses away from every single part of the job, is to get on with what's in front of us. It's the only way that I know. I made the decision when I got the job to take away any excuses and never look for it, and always seek to find a solution. Now that sounds maybe like I'm trying to put a false positive. I'm just being honest with you. That's how I see the daily job, is to make the best of what we've got. And as well, you know, we keep talking about the injured players, and there have been a lot, and we have missed the guys. At the same time, the boys that have been playing in there, some of the youngsters have got some great exposure recently. We've had a lot of our academy players going through the system. Warder Edwards making his first team debut live on Sky. There's some great stories to have come out of the adversity, and that again is the way that basically that we go about our business every day. Is finding a way through the adversity, and at the same time, it's easy to look for an excuse, Greg, isn't it? It's easy to point blame. It's easy to have a little bit of a moan up every now and again. I find myself just where's the solution? You know, where's the solution? How can we find a solution to this? And it doesn't half bring the group together. I've got to be honest. It doesn't half bring that spirit together when you stick together. And you know, I'm really proud of the way the lads have gone about it. I'm really proud of the way they've stuck together, and we're still right in the mix. As I said after the game the other night, we're right in the mix this season, and with some exciting players to come back from injuries, you say. So big game for us tomorrow. That's the main focus now. Is trying to get one up on our local rivals.
I know the club looks to improve in every area, and we've said before about the injuries, and you, both yourself and I believe Mark Ashton, have said basically that the club will review this area and why there have been so many injuries. I take it there's no conclusions on that just at the moment, and is that maybe a longer term thing? Where are things at the moment? Yeah,
you're right. We are, as a football club, we're looking into everything to improve, from the way we coach the players to recovery to travel to away games. We're looking into everything to keep striving to improve. That's the culture and the environment that we've created at this football club. Is we always search for answers to improve, and we speak to people far afield, away from football, different sports, business, to keep trying to improve. And you're right, we can't shy away from the injury record this season. It's one department amongst other departments, as I say there, that we're looking to improve on. And no, there's certainly no results or no sort of answers yet as to exactly why we've picked up these injuries. That's ongoing, and it's important that we take the right amount of time to get the right answers from it. Otherwise, what's the point in doing it? So, as I say, we can't just shy away. We can't bury something under the carpet. It's not what we do. We're honest. We look at everything and think, okay, how can we improve? As I say, there's no blame culture. It's how can we improve, and how can we find solutions to get better? And that'll always be the way.
Nice one. Good luck for the weekend, Dean.
Thank you. James?
Yeah, hi, Dean.
How are you, mate?
Just 2 or 3 from me, I think. Firstly, I just wonder what effort you find yourself having to put in to motivate the players before a Cardiff game. I mean, obviously, off the back of 2 more negative results, you might expect the mood to be a bit down, but is the energy levels, are they naturally higher almost by definition because the next game's Cardiff?
This is a game you look forward to as a player. As I say, there's a real disappointment, of course, still that there's going to be an empty stadium. But this is a game that the players are well aware means everything to the supporters. And I can't wait to see them go over the white line tomorrow. As I say, it's a big game for the football club. We're hoping to do the double over our rivals from across the bridge and not make it an easy afternoon for them. And as I say, let's bring it on at 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, and you mentioned a few times, the fact that there's not going to be any crowd in the stadium tomorrow and hasn't been for a while. But obviously, while you guys are playing, there is going to be a load of people in the stand getting vaccines and having their jabs done in the vaccine centre. I just wonder what it's like for you guys on the football side of things, knowing that that's going on behind the scenes, so to speak, while you're playing. Do you have any, are you aware of it at all when you arrive at the stadium? How does it impact what you do and what you go about in your job?
Absolutely no impact whatsoever. It's a fantastic thing, which the club are very proud to be able to facilitate. It has no bearing whatsoever on our preparations for a match. We're able to get on with the game without coming into any contact at all. You wouldn't even know that was going on unless you physically knew it was actually going on underneath the stand. So no, not at all.
Nice. And just lastly, I noticed on the transfer deadline day for January, there was Fam put out a tweet that was something like #UpTheRobins or something like that, which to me was a bit of a reference to his commitment and everything. I just wonder, what impact does it have on the rest of the squad, the rest of the players, when someone has that sort of positivity and is putting out those kind of positive messages when there's been rumours and information around potentially their future?
I didn't see the tweet, if I'm being honest. I made a very, very, one of the best decisions I think I've ever made to come off Twitter when I got the job of a football head coach. It's not something that I miss. Fam, as I say, we're delighted that he's with us. He's giving everything in every performance, and he's a well-respected member of the group. The players love him. The fans really take to him when they see him performing at his best. So, no, as I say there, the full focus is on the players that we've got available to us and this big game tomorrow. And as I say, to get any result in this division, you've got to be together. You've got to be together as a group, whether you're in the starting 11, whether you're on the bench. You've got to be together and carry each other through these tough times that we're going through. So, in terms of the COVID and everything. So, as I say there, full focus on the game tomorrow.
Lovely. Cheers, Dean. That will do me.
Cheers, James.
Over to you, Ben.
Hello, Dean. So, just talking
Dan,
about
how you doing, mate?
Oh, good. Thanks. You keeping well?
I'm okay, mate. I'm all right.
All good then. So, just talking about Wednesday night. Then we saw you play some direct attacking football of parts of Wednesday night, and with the injuries we have at the moment, is that the sort of style of football you want to carry on for the rest of this season and going into next season as well?
Great question, Ben. How do you think we played the other night?
I think it was a positive. Obviously, it was a negative result, but I think compared to some other games we have played this season, it was a good play out for the squads, and especially in that first 20 minutes, half an hour, we were well playing that attacking direct football.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with that. I think, of course, we want to play attacking football. Of course, as a head coach, I want to see our team go out and attack. I think you've got to get a nice balance between the way that you defend and particularly when you lose the ball. But certainly we want our players to be inventive. We want them to play with freedom in the forward areas and get us out of our seats and make things happen. And I said when I got the job around an attacking front foot type of football, and we've had to adapt as the season's gone on due to some issues that we've had along the way. We've had to adapt. I've had to adapt the system. But certainly, when we're at our best, it's when we're passing the ball forward, we're running in behind the opposition. We've got players that are dribbling at opponents. We've got movement. We've got good connections with the ball. So all them things we're looking for, and that's what we work on every day in training. And as you say, unfortunately, you don't always get to see that in certain games, but hopefully tomorrow we'll see some of that type of football, yeah.
Yeah, talking about the attacking football, you started with a lineup of 4-3-3, which you haven't done a lot this season. Is that something you want to carry on with the current squad?
Again, I think we have to play the hand that we've got in terms of the players available. And as I said there, we've changed the system a couple of times due to that. And it's a system that suits the players that we've got probably at the moment. As you say, in that first half against Brentford, we looked really solid defensively, and we had some real strong moments on that counter attack. So you'll have to see tomorrow, depending on what players are available, which we'll set up. But it's always about trying to get the best from the players that are available. It's about putting them out in a system, in a style that will suit the ones we've got on the pitch. And as I say, really can't wait for tomorrow.
And then finally from me, we've obviously talking about the attacking football. We've only scored 9 goals in our last 10. So is that something you've been working on with the strikers and midfielders over the last few weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, we've not had a great deal of training time in between this run of games that we've got at the moment. But of course, we're always looking, as I say, for ways to exploit the opposition's weaknesses. We scored 2 the other night away to Brentford, but obviously conceded 3, which was not the result we wanted. We aim to go into every game looking to score goals, as I say. We aim to go into looking to score goals and keeping clean sheets, and that's something we'll keep working on. We've got players well capable when they're in good form of hurting opposition, and tomorrow, as I say, that'll be the aim.
Thanks for that. Hopefully, you and the squad can get a result on Saturday.
Thanks, Ben. Well done, mate.
Dean, young Ben's questions are definitely going to be more insightful and probing than mine, but I'm going to try my best. Dean, 19 games to go, 10 at home, 57 points to play for, 3 points off the playoff. It's very much all there for you, isn't it? Really, it's all there in front of you.
Absolutely, you're right. It's been an up and down season. It's been a really interesting period as head coach, but we only ever look forward. You're right. We're in a position which a lot of clubs would swap with us. We think we could be even higher, but certainly we're in a position to mount a challenge. We've got the squad getting ever stronger week by week now, and as I say, it's an exciting time. You know, there's too much negativity around at the moment in terms of the COVID and everything. We're in it for the fun of winning football matches, and it's 3 months in front of us. It's an opportunity for the players. I've spoke to them about that in the last couple of days a few times. It's an opportunity to really make something of this season and to create some real special memories. This club's never been to the Premier League before, and we've got an opportunity, and we have to make sure that we try and grab it as best we can.
Just finally from me, Dean, just give me an insight, if you can, into the dressing room and the feeling about playing Cardiff. Do all the players understand that extra spice in this one?
Yeah, they're well aware of it, Chris. Even, as I say, the boys that have come across from abroad, and we've shown them some video footage previously of good moments that we've had in these types of games. We had a great video before the last game again when we won at their stadium, where we shown the players celebrating with our army and supporters in that corner there at the Cardiff stadium. There was flares going, there was 2,000-3,000 in there, and it was a great moment to celebrate and to show what it means to the supporters. And we have to get that across to the players. You know, they have to know just what it means. It's still only 3 points like in every game, but certainly to win this one would really invigorate our support base at the moment. So yeah, as I say, we're going out to get a positive result tomorrow.
Thanks, Dean. Have a good one.
Thanks, mate.